All right, let me show you what we have here. Harbor Freight, Chicago Electric, 2.5 horsepower, full size, 10-inch wet tile saw. And we're gonna do a comparison video here. We've got the Dewalt D24000, one of the most popular tile saws in the industry. And that's a 1.5 horsepower. All right guys, let's put them to the test, assemble them, and show you the pros and cons of each tile saw. All right guys, there you have it. We assembled both saws. D24000 by Dewalt, Chicago Electric. It's the brick and tile saw, 2.5 horsepower. This assembles fairly quickly and easily. This takes more time, a lot more bolts, nuts, and that kind of thing. So let's take a look real quick. So here's the Harbor Freight, Chicago Electric. As you can see, big size difference. You've got a smaller tray here than the Dewalt, but it has a lot of the same features. You've got your plunge cut feature here. For plunge cuts, also this feature helps with your miter cuts. So it can miter at 45, 22. It also can plunge. Great features for this little saw. Here's the tray. Tray slides fairly smooth. There is some wobble in it, and I'm sure after some time that wobble will increase, but we'll put that to the test. We're gonna cut some tile today, so don't worry about that. If you wanna come closer here, it's guys, so you've got your fence here. This is for your diagonal cuts. You've got 45, you've got 22, everything in between, and this is your straight fence here. If you're making, 5, 10, 15, 20 cuts of the same measurement, insert this fence and then make your cuts. So that's that. Let's take a look at the Dewalt. As you can see, it's a much bigger, much larger saw. The stand is much higher. I'm a tall guy. I'm 6'3", so this would probably break my back using it all day long. This is a little more suited for me. I can stand up straight. And you've got a giant tray here. This tray holds 5 gallons of water. This tray looks like it holds probably, 2 gallons of water, but we'll go over that when we get going on cutting. So come take a look at this saw. Same features. You've got your plunge cutting. You've got your miter cuts here, 22, 45, everything in between. Basic features, on and off. Here's the fence. I really like this fence. Easy to get it out of the way. This is for your diagonal cuts here. You can use it for diagonal, you can use it for straight, set it, and rip as many tiles as you can. And as you can see, this saw has a lot of big trays. It contains water like you don't even know. We've worked with a lot of different tile saws, and this one contains water better than anything else. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, what we're gonna do is fill these saws up, plug them in, and test them out, see how well they contain water, the noise level, see how straight they cut. We'll just do a basic comparison on these two saws. Here we go, guys. All right, let's fill these saws with water and cut some tile. Here we go. Five gallons of water for the Dewalt. Chicago Electric, 2.5 gallons to fill the tray. All right guys, no electricity needed to run these saws. We're gonna use the Dewalt power station. This thing is a beast. I made a review video on this. I'll leave it in the link description below. It runs off its weakest links. I've got small 4-amp batteries in here. Nevertheless, it still kicks ass. Here we go. We'll now cut some stone marble mosaic. Well, there you go, guys. I don't know what it is. These are the exact same blades. It seems like this is cutting a lot more rough than the Dewalt. Let's check out the Dewalt. A much cleaner cut on the Dewalt right here. There's your Chicago Electric. All right, guys, we got a 3-foot porcelain plank here. We've got our line, cut this in half. We're gonna run it through the Chicago Electric and run it through the Dewalt. See which one cuts straighter. A quick thing to mention, this tray has a lot of play. I don't know if you can see that there. Left, right, there's the line. It's got a heavy 1/8 of an inch amount of play. Let's rip this porcelain. Crack the porcelain. Let's try to cross cut it. Had a hard time ripping it, but not a very clean cut on a cross cut, as you can see. Fairly clean cut. Got some marble scraps here. Not too bad of a job with marble. It's a pretty clean cut there. Let's try the Dewalt. It ran through that much easier. The motor felt like it was much stronger, and obviously a clean cut as well. We'll cut some stacked quartz. Not a bad cut at all. Let's try the Dewalt. Clean cut also. All right, guys, let's talk about the pros and cons on these two tile saws. We've got the Dewalt D24000. We've got the Chicago Electric, featured at Harbor Freight. Right off the bat, you can see the difference in water retention. These trays on the Dewalt contain water better than pretty much any saw out there. Not much down there on the concrete, Look at the Chicago Electric. It's a very messy saw. You would probably be able to use a Dewalt D24000 indoors. Chicago Electric, no, not indoors. Take a look at that overspray as well. A lot more overspray on the Chicago Electric versus the Dewalt. Stand height is much taller on this one than it is on the Chicago Electric. So real quick on price, this price is out under $400, and that's the saw, a blade, and the stand. This price is out under $800 with a saw, a stand, and a blade. Now obviously, Dewalt's a good name brand. It'll last for a very long time. You get a better guarantee as well. Even though, guys, this has 2.5 horsepower and this has 1.5 horsepower, this seems to boggle down a little bit when going through hard material like porcelain. The cutting capacity is the same on both saws, cuts up to 24 inches. Also, the water retention is much better on this. Obviously, it's got all these tray extensions. This saw gets really messy on the floor as well as overspray. This thing does well on stone, but not so well on hard material like porcelain. The Dewalt can cut anything flawlessly. Now, both saws have plunge cut features as well as miter cut features. The water pump on the Dewalt and the sprayer is much more efficient. It sprays on the blade, all around the blade. This doesn't spray as well to keep that blade cool. Now, this saw is more appropriate for a DIYer or a homeowner. Definitely get your bang for the buck. This one's more for a tile contractor when you're making a living cutting tile or stone. Now, this is a good saw for the price, under $400. This is a great saw for the price, under $800. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button below.